in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to What's Dillies podcast. What's Dillies is a podcast I created to bring the dance community closer together by bringing you behind the scenes and intimate minds of my favorite dancers in hopes that it can help you in your dance journey and maybe can apply it in your life too. For today's guests, we are lucky enough to be joined by one of NZ's top Krumpers, Proof of Existence creator. Let's go. We are lucky enough to be joined by XIII, a.k.a. Kidd Konkrete, a.k.a. Byrin.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, G? So this is actually like the first podcast that's been filmed like in the AM.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ever.
Damn.
For, I guess how many episodes we've had.
Shoot, I should know this.
That's all good if you don't. But like ballpark a number.
For sure, like it's in the 20s, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're actually like the 20th episode.
Oh, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So we've done like 20 episodes already, and like you're the first one that's actually been in the AM. Everybody else has been like in like the PMs or like the late PMs.
Yeah, it's that dancer's life. That's why.
Early morning. We early mornings now.
I'm built different.
We build different. Alright, bro. Okay, so I always start the podcast with this one question, which is, this one question this year. Okay, so 2020 was a like pretty big year. 2020, what did you learn? Like, what are you leaving behind in 2020, and what are you taking with you to 2021?
Yes, good question. 2020, yeah, such a weird year, but when I think about it, it was a great year, to be honest. You know, being in lockdown was obviously, had its downs, but for me, I felt like I really got to think about what I wanted in life. Even with like working, like I work a 9 to 5, and then being in lockdown, just being at home and working from home, like you just realize how much more I could do with myself with that spare time. So it actually led me to push myself to give myself that extra time in life. So yeah, now it's made me think that I'm gonna leave like working 9 to 5 behind, so that I can, give myself that time that I deserve to work on my passion and stuff and pursue it properly, So, but yeah, even though it was a weird year and super weird things happened, I swear everyone had something significant happen to them in 2020. I know I did, and it was wild, but it all came out and it all got dealt with, and now it's good. You know what I mean? So 2020 was weird, but it was good. Like when I think about it, so yeah.
You had a lot of time to reflect, bro. Did you feel like you had like because I remember when 2020 came around with the lockdown and stuff, like there were heaps of people like going through like I don't know how to say it, but like everybody was like posting up their mental like health issues and stuff. I was like, damn, everybody's like just kind of fucked up in their own way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. Everyone has their problems.
Did you feel like you felt that same like struggle in lockdown, or are you
nah. I think because I'm naturally like introverted anyways.
Yeah.
So I know the extroverts would have struggled with it because they need that human interaction to like give them that energy they need, whereas I'm all good without it. You know what I mean? I recharge being by myself. Whereas some people recharge being around others. So I feel for the people who needed that interaction with people but weren't allowed to get it. So I could definitely feel the struggle from others, but for me it was alright. Like I just got to work on myself, and I try to use the time wisely and like just work on myself, to be honest. So I didn't feel it too much in that sense, but yeah, I can totally understand why people did. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Last year I was like watching Project Lockdown with everybody, and I remember your final round versus Connor was like the most crack up thing. When you just showed up to his house, bro, I was just like, damn, bro.
Yeah, I think I broke the rules. It's lockdown. I jumped out of the house, so I don't know. I was risking a DQ, but
that was brothers, bro. Holy.
Yes, bro. Nah, that's Ushkon's the homie, and I knew he's a good sport. So
how did you actually meet Ushkon?
Ushkon, bro. So I used to I I dabbled in some choreo.
Oh,
Back in the days, and I danced with the company NZ.
damn, bro.
Yeah, and Ushkon, he jumped over to the company and auditioned for interns,
Yep.
the varsity boys crew, and so did I. And so yeah, we were crew members, bro. Like,
Damn.
that's how we met. Yeah, interns.
Bro, how long were you in choreography for? Was that your first like intro to dance?
Nah.
Oh,
Krump first.
Oh,
Nah.
yeah.
But I think like just a little over a year, to be honest. Yeah.
so what inspired that move to like join the company?
Well, it relates to how I started like Krump and my journey with dance, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my friends introduced me to Krump. I got in a fam, and then my big homie like stopped dancing like weeks later.
Oh, bro.
So it was like I got introduced to dance and I
Yeah.
fell in love, and they got taken away from me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, this is a Krump I'm talking about. Like, got introduced to Krump, got taken away, and I was like, okay, I just started this. I need to fill the void somehow. So I was like, I'm gonna go check out choreo.
Yeah.
And I was terrible, bro. But stuck at it. Like, and it was dope. It was a dope experience, and I enjoyed it. But like, yeah, I always knew that I was a crumper, and I wanted a crump. Like, instead of practicing the choreo, I'd just go, mess around in the corner with the lab.
Yo,
But
really,
yeah, it was good.
like from your experience, right? Like going from like kind of like I want to say solo work, but it is like kind of solo work from just like crumping to being into to going into choreography and like working in a team. Like, what are your kind of the pros and cons to each?
To solo and crew work.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big advocate for like freestyle.
Yep.
And that, so I'm always gonna be biased towards it. I just feel like there's a lot more benefit to it. Yeah, just in terms of finding yourself and bettering yourself and doing what you do, rather than, I don't want to try to not say it negatively, but just like mimicking somebody else's art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like, it's good. Like, I like choreography and stuff because like you're learning new movements and it's it's getting beat into your body. But yeah, I see a lot of people learning choreo, take a class, learn a set,
Yeah.
and then do nothing with that set. You know what I mean?
Hard.
Like you could use it smartly and like keep doing the set or whatever, and like still have those movements in your body or whatever. But I don't see a lot of people like retaining that.
Yo.
Yeah. For sure you're gonna learn some skills, for
Yeah.
sure, like there's no doubt. But yeah, it's like, what do you do with that afterwards? You know what I mean? And with freestyle, it's like it's yours. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like there's something special with that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's such a big factor because like now that you bring it up, like I can actually see it too, where people sometimes you're too focused on learning the choreography as a whole, where like when you're working by yourself, you're more like focused in on what you want.
Yeah.
If you want to work on certain aspects of your style that's lacking, like you can be like, oh, okay, I want to focus on this. But when you're learning choreography, like there's actually so many things you can focus on for choreography because it can incorporate like so many techniques.
Yeah.
Like some choreographies can, some can't, but like you can always learn something. And it really does depend on like how you apply it.
Yeah. And it's art, bro. It's for sure art, but it's almost like one person's art being projected on like a number of people. You know what I mean? And it's great for that person's vision, and like it looks great and all that. But then it's like, the dancers it's being projected on, what impact is that having on their growth? You know what I mean? Or what are they gonna take away from it? It's like, is it just a throwaway sit after that?
Yeah.
Or I mean, bro, don't get me wrong, it's crazy. I love it. I love to watch it.
Yeah.
And they're definitely gonna benefit from it in some way. But I feel like in terms of developing yourself and being unique and just growing and whatever, freestyle is crazy good for that. Yeah.
Actually, okay, here's a question, bro. So you know Krumpography, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it or nah?
It's yeah, I do if it's done right.
So how is it done right? And okay, what is right and wrong in your eyes? In your eyes,
The thing for me, what's hardest about Krumpography and creating it and even doing it is it's hard to box Krump energy. You know what I mean? It's hard to
wow,
structure it
yeah,
and like to a point where everyone's doing the same move. And yeah, it's hard to box that energy, and that's like one thing that I always feel when I watch like you go to SDNZ and watch crew competitions, and they're gonna bust out a Krump set. You know what I mean?
hard.
It's I don't feel like it ever lands the way they're like wanting to land, because it's very hard to capture that essence of Krump, present it in that way, and still have that natural feeling. You know what I mean? Because
Facts.
yeah, you can't cage Krump.
Hard, bro.
But yeah, the style of Krump is developing in a way where it can be done.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more structure now. Yeah, it takes a lot of skill, man.
Yeah, especially because Krump's like a street style as well, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it can be done. It can be done well. But you got to know your stuff.
yo,
You got to know the feeling as well to be able to even attempt to cage it or to box it in that way. You got to understand it. And I don't see a lot of these crews out in the streets with us, you know what I mean? So how
facts,
can I'm not confident that you know the feeling. So I'm guessing that's why your choreography is not landing for me.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a judge. I'm just a spectator at that point. But
Nah, but you're a valid spectator. 'Cause you live it, bro. You live the lifestyle, you know?
yeah.
Especially like when they don't come to jams or when they don't like actually lab at all, and then they try to pick up movement. It's like they might be doing like maybe a Krump jab or like a Krump swing, but it just doesn't feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you can't lie with Krump, man. Like for a seasoned Krumpers, you really can't. You can't fake it, bro. You can't lie. We know. We can tell what you've been doing, what you haven't been doing, the moment you start. So, but yeah, you got some crazy dancers out there who are just so in touch with their body, they can jump in it and look good.
Yeah.
But to a point, Yeah.
All right, Byron. I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself, bro, because I introduced you on your behalf, but like your turn to introduce yourself, and I want to ask you straight after, how did your dance journey start, bro?
Yo, so yes, my name is 13, a.k.a. Kidd Konkrete, a.k.a. a bunch of other names. Got lots of homies, but yeah. Yeah, man. Where I started dance, it's funny, before the podcast I mentioned to the bro that I'm a super nervous person. Believe it or not.
I can kind of feel it now.
Yeah. Freaking, how did I start? One of my best friends, he's 13X now. He was on his little iPod, bro. This was in college, 2009.
Damn.
He was 2009 or 2010, one of
That's
them.
more than a decade ago, bro.
Yeah. So he was showing me his older brother on his iPod, bro. He had a bunch of videos of New Zealand Krump, and he was showing me his older brother. I was like, what the heck? This is dope. And he was showing me some of like some New Zealand events from like 2008ish.
Yep.
Redemption was the name of the event. And he was showing me all these Krumpers, bro. And I was like, this is wild. And he's like, yeah, these are all New Zealanders. I was like, you're kidding.
Wow.
This is dope. And then that led me to like, do my own research, YouTube. I found like tie-dyes and like I already knew of it because of like Rise and stuff. And if you have some sort of interest in dance, you should know who he is. But yeah, so I kind of knew about him, what you got served and all that. So he always had an interest in dance. But he showed me these people. and I was interested. And then he said it was his older brother, and that he krumps too. And I was like, dope. So he pretty much introduced me to it. Had another friend, Thomas. He was under Breakthrough, New Zealand krumper. And there was another guy, Rawidi, bro. I forget his a.k.a. because he's changed it a couple of times, but he was most recently J Badrilla. So we were all in the same college. He was a couple years older than us, and we used to go around the back of the school to the green wall. There was like this green wall, bro, and then we just called it the green wall. And they just used to lab and stuff.
Tight.
And I just watched, bro, because super nervous. I never jumped in. I watched them for a bit, and they always try to get me to jump in, and I wouldn't, because but then one lunchtime I dropped a round of sort. It was probably super trash, but yeah, I jumped in. I was like, yeah, that was whack. So yeah, I was just a bystander for a long time before I actually jumped in. But then ended up being quite good friends with this dude Grayson, 13X now. Used to go over to his house, just friend stuff. And then his brother came home. He was my first big homie, bro. Mutiny, he's my first big homie, but super funny. And I say this to him, when I first met him, bro, I hated him, bro. We clashed, bro. Because I'm hard-headed, and he's hard-headed, and he's a smart ass too.
Oh yeah.
Bro, he came home, looked at me, he's like, who are you? I was like, yeah. Bro, he's different now, but he did that, and I was just like, yo, I'm me, bro. Freaking yeah. And he'd just like older brothers always roast
standoff way to greet someone. Like, bro, who are you?
Yeah, bro. He was
like the dude wanted to fight or something.
Yeah, he's a hard head, bro. But so was I. And so we're just chill. You know how like typical stuff, like older brothers will mock their little brothers and their friends or whoever they bring over or whatever. And usually like, you just cop it. Yeah. But I'd talk back. And so, bro, we didn't have a good start. But anyways, still friends with the dude. And like a year or so passed or whatever. Still talking crap to each other. But we're sort of like, clicking a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like clicking through roasting or like?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. But I just remember this one time. Because I didn't krump still, but I was hella like I studied footage, I watched footage, watch people.
Like, did you krump by yourself or just like did you not krump at all?
I didn't krump at all.
Oh damn, you're not even by yourself?
Nah. Yeah, I just watched. I was just like just call me a nerd, bro, a mega fan.
Damn, bro. You're otaku for krump, man.
Hey, yes, sir, I was, But yeah, the funniest way of how I got my first name and how I actually, started, I guess, there's this Krump song. And it's like, how Krump samples a lot of tracks.
Yep.
They had this track and it was like a sample of an old school song. And we were arguing about a lyric. It was saying, I think the lyric was like, you should never argue with a baby mama or something. And that's what me and my friend Thomas were saying. And then Grayson was like, that's not the lyric. And we're like, yeah, it is. And we're like, and he's like, nah, it's not. And then Mutiny came over and he was like, that's not the lyric. And we're like, yes, it is. Having this mad argument. And then Grayson's mom comes through and she knew the song because that's from her time.
Yeah.
And we're like, she's like, I know this song. I was like, what's the lyric?
Yeah.
And she said the lyric and we were right. Me and Thomas were right.
Nice.
And so, I started talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
was like, what's good? Like, shut up type thing. And he goes, yeah, play the track. And he plays the track, bro. He's like, me and Grayson are battling you and Thomas.
Oh.
I was like, bro, I never danced.
Oh, damn.
Bro, that's what he was like, bro. He'd just throw you in. Yeah, bro. So we had this 2v2 krump battle. I'd never danced before. I mean, I did a 15-second piece of trash before, but I'd never danced before. And now I'm battling one of, at the time, New Zealand's heaviest. You know what I mean? Like, bro. So we had a 2v2 over this stupid argument. And then after the battle, he goes, "You're a boy mutiny now." And I was like, okay. And he's like, "Yeah, bro, you're dope. Just cut that Chris Brown shit out." And I was just like, "Oh damn." He's like, "Yeah, bro, it looks like you're trying to be Chris Brown. Cut that out. Yeah, you can be my little homie." And I was just like, "Okay, sweet."
Bro, what would happen if he's just like, nah?
I mean, then I probably wouldn't be crumping now. But I wanted to crump.
Bro, that's
I always
so
wanted
crazy,
to, but
bro.
yeah, it's a funny story.
Like, that's
huh?
such a boy story as well. Like, you hear that and you're like, nah, that's something a boy would do, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Especially, yeah. But yeah, I wasn't no punk, bro. Like,
Damn,
I wasn't.
bro.
He's like, I played the track. I never danced, but I was like, all right, let's go. But in my head, I was shitting myself, bro. But yeah, that's how I got my name. And yeah, he stopped dancing not too long after that, and that's where I mentioned I had that little,
Do you know why he stopped dancing, bro?
I think like he'd been dancing a while, and
Just burnt out or
nah,
uninspired?
Yeah, maybe uninspired. I never actually asked him,
Oh.
to be honest. Since I started Krump, he's been off and on, just life stuff, doing this and that. But he's one of those guys, bro. He's just uber talented, can be freaking dope whenever he wants. You know what I mean? He could stop for months, years, come back, train for like a week, and just be almost on game again. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys. But yeah, he actually went to choreo as well.
Oh, wow.
And I think his little brother followed him, and then I followed my friend because and then we got into choreo. Yeah, it's weird how it started. And then did choreo. Went to Worlds with the company. That was fun. Yeah, I got to travel. Got my first bit of like traveling.
Oh, did you get to see any like international crumpers or?
Nah, because I feel like I didn't even really start Krump, to be honest. Like back then, like I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
Were you like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of vibes or?
Yeah, especially because like New Zealand had a history of having its quiet periods, and I think I just joined at a very quiet period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, I never really dived into it. You know what I mean? If I had a battle coming up, I would practice, or if there was an event, I'd practice. But I wasn't really about the life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until I went to the UK a few years later. I went to the UK the end of 2013, like early 2014, and I had like somewhat of a passion for Krump.
Yep.
And I linked up with some of the London Krumpers, and I saw the level, and I was like, wow, like this is what Krump could look like. You know what I mean? Like the level was crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, like we have crazy talent here, but I think it was just seeing something different and seeing like the possibilities of the style and the movement. It like lit a fire.
Damn.
So I'd say I found my actual passion for Krump in London, and that's why I always have a special place for them and their movement, because I feel
how
like
long ago was that, bro?
2014.
2014. Damn.
But even then, like I was a Krumper ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still didn't jump in for like 6 months. Bro, because bro, I'm a naturally super nervous
I
person.
feel you, bro. Because sometimes you just need that like extra person, or that extra like moment that just gives you that drive to be like, wow, like I want to get into this.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I jumped in, and they were impressed, especially because like I probably looked like a weirdo, bro, because like I'd come to their sessions for like 6 months, you know what I mean?
Oh, bro, how long were you in the UK for?
Nearly 2 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Just work and travel experience type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. The girlfriend wanted to do it, not me.
Yeah.
But I went up with her because she nagged me. But I ended up enjoying it, and I found my dance passion over there. So
Tight.
yeah.
There's one shout out to the missus.
Yeah, you did all right. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so learn from them. Just soaked it up. Made some friends. Some friends. They're gonna be friends for life now. And yeah, then I came back, and that's kind of where it started.
Can I ask you, bro? What do you reckon is the difference between like the UK scene and the Indian scene?
Style wise, every country has something about them. I think the difference over there is they're closer to all of the action. You know what I mean? All the competitions, a lot of it's in like the European, UK type area. America, obviously, but they're way closer to each other, so that they'll fly to each other's country and have that option of being around all the action. And then you just have, it's the whole thing of just being around crazy people. You're just gonna grow, you know what I mean? And they're all amongst each other, bouncing off each other. And whereas us, we're a little isolated.
Yeah, we are isolated.
A little isolated, a lot isolated.
Yeah.
So there was that gap. And I think they just had more exposure to it, bro, to be honest. But yeah, style wise, the UK, super hype. Lots of hype and power. They're strong, bro. Yeah, they're strong. But yeah, like grime music or drill music, they call it here.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a difference. Maybe that might sound ignorant, but
all good.
You know how hype it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you listen to grime and they're just boppy, bro. They got that kind of feel too in their Krump. Like it's just hype, man. Yeah, I say style wise, they're hype, bro.
Tight. What about like community vibes wise?
It was good when I was there. I catch up with them every now and then.
Yeah.
They told me, there's a bit of segregation between like some crews and stuff. But when I was there, it was good, bro. Like there was crews and stuff. I ended up joining a crew over there, heavy hitters. But yeah, like there were crews, and they were, like you could tell what crew people were in. But they were generally like good, like. Yeah, they were pretty together when I was there. I'm not sure what the sitch is like now.
So when you mean like segregation, does that mean like if you're in this crew, like I'm not talking to you, or is it?
No, I think they just kind of like did do their own thing, and like maybe the invites weren't there for others or whatever. But like they're just taking their different paths, and yeah. I really don't know. I don't know if I could give an accurate answer on that, but
that's a bit fucked though, right?
Oh yeah, bro. We're lucky in New Zealand, bro. We're friendly, but overseas, a bit more, a bit more problems. I don't know what it is, man, but I guess just stronger personalities, clashing and going their separate ways and rah.
I guess like over there it's a bit like easier because like they're just bigger, so they don't have to actually see each other.
Yeah.
Like over here, like our scene's so small where like if you have beef, you literally just see the bro like the next day.
Yeah.
Just around the corner, like he might just live right next to you. Where it's like, yo, what's up, G?
Yeah, I think last night Ken made a good point at the 2v2 IDCO. Like the battle got heated, and for us, like us Krumpers, that's normal. Like I didn't see a problem. But people who aren't savvy to that may think, oh, what's going on? Ken was just like, yo, don't like get caught up in the hype. There's no beef, whatever. We're way too small for that. I mean, we're too small for all that drama. And I was like, yeah, man, like we really are. Like imagine if we started segregating.
Hard.
Like how small those groups would be.
Bro, legit, the scene would just die.
Yeah. So it's lucky that we've got that type of, we're friendly.
And the only scene that's like can actually do that is like probably like the choreo scene, because they're big enough to segregate. But like,
and I feel like there is too. Like maybe like I was inside it for a little bit, but from an outsider's perspective, it does look broken up, you know what I mean?
Hard.
Yeah.
So what happened after you got back from the UK?
I came back from the UK. Obviously I had that fire. Came back, and the scene was still quite quiet. So it was yeah, I felt like my passion took a little dip as well. But then it just got to a point, bro, where it's just like, you know what, like, is other people's involvement gonna have an effect on my passion? You know what I mean? Like, is my passion only good if other people are doing it? You know what I mean? And then I was like, that's pathetic. You know what I mean? Like, you can't let other people's involvement in your dance style affect your dance style and your skill level and your passion.
Yeah.
I mean, so I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? Nobody's doing it. I love this. I just gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's on me. I can't blame anyone else. I can't blame a dead movement. I can't blame like low numbers or anything for my skill level. Like, it's me. You know what I mean? So I think once that clicked, I was just like, you know what? Just do the stuff I need to do, practice, and then you know, like when people come back around, like, you're heavy, you know, because you still been in it, and you start whooping people, and they're like, "Damn, you're good," like blah blah, like, freaking must be nice to be that good, and I'm just like, yeah,
fucked,
and I'm just
that's fucked, dude.
They're like, "Oh, it's not fair. You're too good." I'm like, "Bro, I practiced,
yeah,
bro.
exactly,
Like,
bro.
You didn't."
That's just spitting on all your hard work, bro.
I don't think I don't even think they mean to do that. It's like a, you know, it's just Kiwi humor, bro. Like, we're just jokey in that, but it's like, you know, bro, like, I worked hard and I like this stuff, and, you know, did it even though you stopped. Like, we stuck around. Same with Trent, bro. We had to learn how to come up by ourselves and not get too caught up in, you know, people aren't coming. No one's hyping, all that. We had to grow out of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, when we started traveling, you know, it's just so good. Traveling is so good. We get our fix of traveling and like seeing different movements and stuff, and, you know, getting that appreciation over there as well, like in different places is nice. It's a good feeling. Like, you could just, you can see your hard work paying off when you're stacking up to high level people overseas and stuff as well. So, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, because everybody leaves the scene for their own reason. But what do you think is like something that can help them stay, bro? Like, 'cause I feel like people leave kind of unnecessarily.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then,
like,
they always come back later on, and they're like, "Oh, bro, like I'm trying to get back into it." And then they never really do come back into it, and it's just like, if you just don't leave, like if you just practice like 30 minutes a day, just like 10 minutes a week, or like small things, like
no, I think it's it'll definitely be a different answer for each individual, you know what I mean? But I think it just all comes down to mindset. Like, people have different views on life and their time and stuff, and they might say like, I got no time for this, blah blah blah. There's always time, bro. There's always time. Even if it's little, you know what I mean? Like, half an hour can do wonders. Like,
definitely.
I'll have like, you know, I'll find like half an hour of a busy day, like a super busy day. And it's like, I don't know, I usually hit bed at like midnight. It'll be like 11. I'm like, all right, half an hour, I could lab half an hour, have a shower, and be in bed by midnight. Done. You know what I mean? And that half an hour keeps me sharp. You know what I mean? Like, you can always find time, whether it's like 10 minutes or even if you can't physically do it, like thinking about it too is something you could do. You could just be thinking about it. Eventually you're gonna have to get up and do it. But like, you know, if you have some sort of thought behind it, it can help. Man, like, life's hard, but it's as hard as you make it, man. Like, you can find the time, bro. I guarantee you. Like, no one's a slave out here. You got some time, you can find it. But I don't understand why people like leave. Like, I'll reword that. You know how people come out and they say, I've retired, from dance, or
Yeah.
I'm not dancing
So
anymore.
weird, eh?
They come out and say that, and I always find that weird, like, because why do you feel the need to announce that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
feel like dance is something that just always comes back anyway.
I don't know if it's attention seeking or
Yeah.
whatever, but like, why would you announce that you're retiring and then come back and just look silly? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't feel like it's ever necessary to retire, especially like people that are retiring are like in their 20s. Like, bro, you
because
don't.
dance is such like, bro, it's literally that thing where you could just come back to it like the next day or like the next month, or
Yeah.
like, you never actually retire from dance. There's music, I feel like you never retire from dance.
Yeah, and I think people come back and they'll jump in. Oh yeah. People coming back, bro,
Yeah.
and they'll do the whole spiel, like, you know, like I wanna get back into it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been so busy, blah blah, and like I've heard that so many times that my reaction is just like every time it's like, oh yeah, you know where we are.
Yeah.
Just, you know, like if you wanna get back into it, just, you know where we are, man. Just
That's
come
so
back.
facts, yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, just, you know, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, blank. I can't hear any of this because I've been hearing this for years. And I'm not mad at it. It's just like the answer is simple, man. Just get back into it. Just do it.
And like the thing is, it's not even that hard because like it's literally not hard. Like you know when you guys hold the sessions. I'm pretty sure. Like, do you guys post up when you guys session and stuff? Or
Yep.
Yeah.
We post it on the page. People
Like-
know where it is. It's been there for years.
Yeah.
You could almost walk past like every weekend and see us, but maybe not now because we cut it down a little bit for lack of numbers. But
Yeah.
people know where we are, man. Like me and Trent always say, if someone wants to session,
yeah,
we'll session. You know what I mean?
Tight.
Like otherwise, we're just gonna do our own thing now because there's been too many times where we'll show up and it's just me and Trent.
yeah.
Me and Trent could meet up ourselves somewhere closer. You know what I mean?
Hard.
Like we go out to town, it's out of ways for us, but we'll do it if like one or two people want a session. We'll do it, bro. So like, you know, we'll cater to that. But if no one's gonna come up, then we'll just meet up and do our own thing, or, you know, work on ourselves. But yeah, like getting back into it is as simple as getting back into it. You know what I mean? It's really not hard. I don't think people just overcomplicate things. But yeah,
I think the saddest thing is always like you just feel the regret they have sometimes when they're just like, oh man, like I really want to get back into it. It's like, bro, like you get back into it whenever. Like dance is always there.
Yeah.
You never had to leave.
Nah.
You could have just session like just a little bit every day, and that could have been enough for you.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, people have life and that, and they got to do what they got to do. But yeah, I don't know. You didn't really ever have to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just jump back in whenever you want.
What do you reckon's the pros and cons to like solo jamming versus like going out to a session?
I'd say it's the pressure.
Yeah.
Solo training is good for, you know, like crafting your skills.
Yep.
And working on what you need to work on, all of that, you know, getting that stuff done. But then I never feel like it's cemented until I put it in, like I apply it in a session with eyes on you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
With people watching you and having that you know, that just type of pressure, like, because it's everyone is the best dancer in their bedroom. You know what I mean?
hard.
Like
Definitely.
there's some people that excel with people watching them, but I'd say a
Do you
lot
feel
of
like you're one of those dancers?
nah. I'm the world champ in my bedroom, cuz.
Bro, that could be taken like so many different ways.
Take
one.
it the right way. Nah, bro. Yeah, I for sure. I definitely dance better, you know, when I'm just, you know, chilling by myself and no one's watching or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I say, man. Like, it's good for practicing and, you know, like working on your craft and stuff. But it's never, for me in particular, it's never really, you know, I can never really gauge where I'm at until I'm put under pressure. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that pressure may look different for other people, but just being around other people, them watching you, and that is some form of pressure. So that's where you really get tested, and I feel like that's the biggest pro and con to solo. It's like, you know, you have that clarity to do what you want to do in your own space, but then you don't have that pressure to really drill it into yourself or feel like, you know, you're really there yet. And then I feel like there's not really any cons to going to sessions, and you know, maybe you might not feel as good as you are back home by yourself chilling, but is that really a con? Like, that's just you, bro. That's where you're actually at.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Damn, that's tight.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I go out to sessions, I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, like I don't feel like I'm labbed enough to go to a session sometimes. Like if I don't like practice any new footwork or any new like combos, like b-boy combos, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to rock up to the breaking jam yet because I don't feel like I can bring anything new to like test or like to bust out.
I don't know, bro. Like, I wouldn't agree with that. That's just true. I wouldn't shy away from a session because you haven't labbed. Bro, I believe in going to the jams. Even if you're just, you know, just unlabbed, like you're gonna maybe like even just going to a jam unlabbed and jumping in, it's really gonna expose things for yourself even. Like if you jump in and maybe it didn't pop off for you the way you wanted, or you didn't, you know, land these combos or footwork or whatever, at least now for sure, like, you know, like, okay, I need work on this, or like, it really, bro. I mean, it's up to the individual. Like for me, I wouldn't not go to a session because I'm not labbed. I would go regardless, and if I haven't labbed, I'm gonna find out, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find out for sure. And you know, I only think there's growth in the sessions, man. I really don't think there's a negative impact on going to a session, labbed or unlabbed. You're gonna walk away with something, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I encourage people to go to sessions even if you don't feel confident.
All right, I got one. Actually, I got like two questions. One of them is for like your kind of weeb version of Byron. The other one's for the Krump version. Okay? So this is based on character work because you, like, when I was watching like some of your videos, I was like, man, this dude busted a gear 3 in his like latest vid. I was like, yo, I saw that, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
And then Doflamingo as well. I was like, oh man, this dude's a fucking, you know. This dude watches this shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm a nerd, cut.
This guy's, what, 1,000 chapters in, man?
Yep.
Yo, did you catch up to the latest chapter as well?
Yep.
Fuck, that's tight. Alright, bro. Okay. So, best One Piece arc?
Ooh.
Yo, best One Piece arc for you? Okay, and actually, we'll do top 3. Top 3 One Piece arc. You gotta rate them from, like, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, best and worst. We'll just do best and worst.
Best and worst?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there even a worst one?
You know, I can answer it though.
Yeah.
The best arc for me is definitely the War of the Best.
Which one was that one?
The battle between the Navy and the Whitebeards.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, bro. There's just too much to it, bro. Like, bro, you just throw all of these massive people in one spot.
Yo.
And just clash, and bro, it's like just seeing like the all-star, like the NBA all-stars, bro, clash against each other, man. But like over something so crazy, you know what I mean? Like a person's life, a super significant person's life, you know what I mean? Like, I won't try to say too much about it for, you know, future One Piecers out there, future Straw Hats, but yeah, man, like all of these people, that are super cool and super strong.
Yo.
You put them in one place and they battle over something so significant. And the emotions are wild, bro. The emotions are freaking wild. The action's insane.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Secrets get unveiled and freaking, bro, so many layers to it. And yeah, man, that's just wild.
Bro, that arc's just crazy, man.
The arc is amazing. And it's like, you see someone like Luffy, who's the guy, but not at that point. That boy was.
He was out of his.
That boy was out of his league, man.
Bro,
and it's like you see him struggling, like struggling bad. He's getting his ass whooped.
He nearly died, bro.
He's got point A. He's at point A trying to get to point B. He'll get halfway, get his ass kicked all the way back to point A. Like how many times? Like it's wild, man. There's so many parts to it, and that's why I like One Piece, because there's so many things wrapped up in this one anime. And there's so many. I've watched like 1,000 episodes or something, and I still have so many questions. You know what I mean?
Yo, facts there.
It's like
Oda's just crazy, bro.
Yeah, Oda's a genius. Yeah, the worst arc. Freaking Fishman Island.
Actually, yo, facts about that. Now that I think about it, that is kind of the worst.
Yeah, I get it. Like
it's like an intro arc, but it's kind of whack in a way.
Like you have the time skip, and like you see all the improvements from the gang. You know what I mean? But just put up against some ass antagonist. He's literally just like a fishman on roids, and he's like just a crybaby, and like just and he sucks. He wasn't cool.
Even Arlong was just like way bit of like antagonist.
Arlong is the man, bro. Like he's cool,
especially when you find out his backstory as well. Like, I can see why.
Yeah, that was
so fucked up, but I can see why, bro.
Yeah, that was the good thing about that arc was the flashback. But that was like maybe 3 episodes. It's still a good arc. Like
it's decent.
It's still a good compared to its other arcs. Like I wouldn't get mad at someone to say that was a bad arc. But there's still good things about it. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about One Piece. Like you can have its down moments, but there's still something in there.
Dressrosa was a good follow-up arc, though.
Yes, I just I'm actually on my second run through of One Piece, watching One Piece.
Tight.
Yeah, I made my girlfriend watch it.
Where are you at right now?
We just finished Dressrosa.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's her favorite part? And like not Dressrosa, but like the whole One Piece series so far.
I don't know, bro. I just know. I think she's like one of those people, bro. She'll like see something and be like, "This is my favorite," and then the next thing she'll see, "This is my favorite." She's one of those people, bro. She's one of those people. I'm trying not to say a lot for any people listening that want to watch One Piece. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, Dressrosa. It's a good arc.
My favorite part about like all these arcs was like there's always like one face that they make. Like you remember when Luffy was fighting Anil?
Yeah,
and then Anil made that like and he found out that like
bro,
he couldn't use his electricity on him.
Yes, bro.
And then when what was her name? That girl that turned everybody into like dolls,
toys.
Toys. When she saw that flying. You saw, bro, that was crap. Bro, I died.
Bro, they use that face so many times too.
Especially the Wano arc as well. That was funny.
Yep. I can't wait to see that.
The latest chapter as well, when they're like dodging the...
Yeah, because I haven't seen those episodes animated because I caught up at that point.
Yeah.
And so I've just been on the manga. But now, because I'm watching it a second time through, all those episodes are animated now.
Yeah.
So I'm like excited to see those for the first time.
Yup.
Okay,
Fury time?
Oh,
Theory time? Alright.
That's big spoilers, bro.
No. It's just, August. If you want to skip it, I'll put timestamps.
Spoiler alert.
Okay? Theory time, okay? Who's gonna take down Kaido? Do you even think that they'll take down Kaido and Big Mom? And who do you think is taking down who?
I think Zoro's taking Kaido, bro.
Yeah,
you think so too?
Because of Inma, bro. I was like,
bro, I think Zoro's the man to do it. But I don't know, after that chapter we just watched, it's buzzy. It's got me questioning, But yeah, I feel like Zoro's gonna be the man to do it, and I feel like that's something that needs to happen for him to finally surpass Mihawk. Because he needs that under his belt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, he's got the legendary Enma,
Yeah.
the only sword to wound Kaido. Bro, he's suddenly doing other people's styles now.
Yeah.
Like you see him do the Firefox style.
I was like, bro,
I was like, bro, is this what you do now? Like, you just be taking people's styles now? Like, you
character
just
work, bro.
Yeah, you clock in everyone's styles. But yeah, I think he's gonna be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess that leaves Luffy with Big Mom,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I was thinking about like Useless Kid and like all of them work together, like the big three working together. But then I'm like, Useless Kid is kind of like he's kind of like a bum character in a way. Like they kind of made him like they kind of made him kind of bummy, bro. Like, you know, he was so like hyped up before, and then like he came to the New World and just got trashed on.
What I like about Eustace though, Kid, is I feel like he's the only one that's contesting Luffy and wants to be like out of the generation of the worst.
Yeah.
He's the only one that actually wants to be the king as well.
Yeah.
Whereas like Law, he's badass, but he has no intention of being the king, you know? Like you know, you can feel him wanting to say Luffy's gonna be the king. Like I don't feel like any of the other worst of the generation of the worst, or the supernovas, are trying to be the king except for Kid. And that's what I like about him. Like I feel like, you know, he's a contender as well. Well, I don't think he's a contender, but you know, he's gonna try. Like he's actually trying. So that's what I like about him. Yeah.
Okay. Next theory, last theory, before I move on to my like Krump question. Okay. So like, you know him, right?
Yeah.
You know that big hat that he saw? Okay,
Yeah.
like what do you think that is?
I have no clue, bro. That had me stumped. I was like, what the hell is that? And I actually don't know.
So I was thinking about it.
What do you think?
I think it's like
Are my sparks and my ideas for me?
okay, so you know how Poseidon, right?
Yeah.
How Poseidon's the mermaid?
Oh yes. Oh, you think it's in it? One of the ancient weapons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, because like you know how Poseidon's the like kind of conqueror's haki kind of vibes. Like how it's like controlling the
sea,
sea kings, and then and Alabaster we have the I don't know how to say it probably, but like Alabaster we have the what's that other weapon?
Pluton.
We have Pluton, the big ship, right? That just like wrecks everything.
The weapon, yeah.
So that's armament haki, and I'm thinking for the last one is observation.
Oh
and
yes.
That straw hat isn't actually like a straw hat, but it's actually just something that like helps the road leaders just figure out, you know, what's next.
True, because N has the ability to figure out who's the biggest threats, right?
I was thinking about like what if it's just like future sight, like just really good future sight.
Because what they do, there was that episode where she threw out the wanted posters, and it was Blackbeard, Luffy,
and
Vivi, right? So maybe those are the three biggest threats right now. Blackbeard's so interesting.
Yeah,
like
bro, that is a rat. Yeah, I don't like him, man. But
like,
he's
so
interesting. I kind of respect him though.
I don't respect him, but but he's interesting, man.
To get to where he is, like the things that he did, like you hate it, but you kind of like, that's, you know, I kind of that's kind of tight though, you know.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, man. Like, yeah, I think Oda's done really well with his how they made him, bro. So much mystery behind him. He's not like your regular villain. I feel like even the way he fights, like, you know, how typical, like, you have the villain who's just this invincible motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he versus Luffy, he gets hit in the stomach. That boy's hurting.
Yeah.
He's like in pain. He versus Ace, he gets burnt and he's like rolling on the ground, like screaming, like this is sore. You know what I mean? Like he's not this invincible guy.
Yeah.
He's just smart. But like the coolest thing about him for me is how he doesn't sleep. Like he doesn't sleep. He doesn't need to sleep. He's the guy who has never slept before.
Oh, true.
But the cool thing they said about that was like, you blah blah blah, like Blackbeard, like he's super dangerous, he doesn't sleep. And then we're like, okay, cool, what's cool about that?
Yeah.
That means he's experienced the world twice as much as we have.
Oh,
And I was like, wow,
facts.
that's actually insane.
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't sleep, he has more time in the day, which means he's essentially experienced life double time. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And I like sat there and I was like, huh, how much time am I wasting on my life by sleeping?
Ah, damn.
Obviously, we need it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. That kind of got me thinking. Like, I want to experience more of the world. Like, I might cut down my sleeping, and then I'll just walk around like a zombie. Like,
You just dedicate a sleep schedule, like, oh, yo, I'm doing the Blackbeard technique.
Yeah. Why are you so good? I literally don't sleep.
Alright, so that's our One Piece podcast for today. We could literally do like a whole fucking hour of us talking, honestly.
Yes, we could.
Okay, so from that, how do you flesh out a character in your Krump world? Like, are there like techniques or ways you go about it? Do you think about like a concept, or how do you go about fleshing out a character?
Me, I'd say I'm like character heavy. I do a lot of character stuff. I do a lot of concept stuff, storytelling. But I love details.
Yeah.
So I will do things that I know only people who know what I'm like. For example, I do a One Piece character.
Yeah.
I'll do small details of that character, and I know One Piece people are gonna catch it. Other people might not.
Yeah.
And I like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do, like, I did a Doflamingo thing where I did like he twitches his fingers because he's controlling puppets, and people might see that and be like, oh, that looks cool. But if someone who watches One Piece will see it and be like, that's Doflamingo.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy doing shout outs to the fans for like fans of other things. You know what I mean?
You're on fan service, dude, bro.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, do your homework and you'll appreciate it better. Same with my character. My character's super complex, but I enjoyed diving into the details because I feel like it puts me in those shoes. You know what I mean? And I feel like that person, and it comes out better. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so like, you know, your Krump names and your Krump affiliations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, 13 and Kidd Konkrete.
Yep.
Those two. Like, what do they mean to you?
Konkrete. I'll start with that one first. Yeah, man. For me, it was like, you know, it was almost like a proving to myself and proving to those around me that we are great, man, and like we could get to these levels. Someone like Konkrete is a living legend, bro. And to be able to say that I am in that circle, or I got to that circle, you know, I'm just a dude, you know what I mean? Like, Kiwi guy, just worked hard, I got it, you know what I mean? So in one aspect, it represents like me having a goal, me working for a goal and getting there. Yeah. And now it's mine. Now, like, if I hold it dear to me because it represents my work, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's one thing about it. But then, like, since being in the fam, like, I realized there's, you know, like, getting to know your fam members and stuff. You know, being around, like, just that whole thing of surrounding yourself with greatness, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's so many great people in the fam. And I feel privileged to be amongst these people and also having stuff to contribute to these people, which is buzzy. Like, I look up to these people. Now I have a say and stuff, and now I might get asked questions, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because they always, I get called Mirror Konkrete because apparently I look like concrete, you know what I mean? Like, when I dance. Style wise, they're like, yeah, you got the style down packed. And I was like, okay, I know I don't, but but sure. And so I'll have people in my family like, yo, how do you look like Konkrete more? I'm just like,
Is that even your intention? Like, I don't feel like it is.
I guess it's just like, obviously, like, you study your big homie, you know what I mean? And there's certain aspects that you'll take more on board. Like, I like to study his demeanor. I like to study his mannerisms, his feel, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's where I get my concreteness from. You know what I mean? Whereas you have other people in the fam who will study the style hara and like his techniques and blah blah blah. And so that's like their concreteness. You know what I mean? I feel like someone in the fam mentioned that every one of us has a piece of Kevin's style. And it's true, bro. Like, you can see it. Like, you can see where that connection is from him to the fam. And then, like, you know, between the fam, like, we all have like some sort of similarity or connection. It's dope, bro. It's super interesting because we're all from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Um,
But you're all connected by this like one person.
yeah, and it's cool because like he's a super busy person, so we don't get to talk to him a lot. But like, you know, we're all great dancers in our own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have access to each other, and we can fill those blanks because we've all learned from him. I've only learned from him like once, but we've all learned from him at some point in time. So we can all, like, you know, put whatever we learned from him into the pot and share it around. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like fans should be like. You know, like, we're all contributing to each other's, you know, growth and that. So yeah, man. Yeah, Konkrete's. Yeah.
So you know how that works, bro? Does he ask you to be in the fam, or do you ask him, or like, is it just like one of those things where he just like recognizes you, or?
Nah, bro. Everyone wants to be a Konkrete.
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with the whole Krump scene and how that works, bro. But,
yeah. Nice. So he's obviously super famous Krumper. Arguably, well, I think he's the best.
Yeah.
Arguably, definitely top 3. People might, Krumpers might hear that and argue otherwise, that their big homie's better or whatever. But yeah, he's definitely up there. Legend, bro. So obviously a lot of people want to be under him and learn from him and get the name and that. With me, I don't like to bug people. Yeah. I don't like to pester people. So I just, you know, I messaged him one year. I think it was like, I messaged him one year and I said, yo, I am blah blah blah. Did that whole spiel. I said, I'm interested in being in your fam. Like, I want to learn from you for these reasons. Blah blah blah. Hit me up if you have any time or not. I'll just, you know, I'll still be doing me. Did that. Seen, obviously, because his inbox is probably going crazy. And then it was a year. It was weird because I did it again the next year. Coincidentally, on the exact same day, like a year later. I messaged him again, pretty much the same message, but like, you know, I'm still here, still interested. All that. And then, again, seen again. And then I think it was like another year went by.
Damn, third time's the charm.
Kinda, like, and then like he put up a post like looking for new, like, I got 2 spots open on my fam, and I was like, damn. But obviously, I was like, yo, I'm keen. But obviously, like 100 other people were. You know what I mean? But then, like, obviously, people started to like recognize my desire to be a Konkrete and like my work and that. And so people were backing me up on the matter now. So that's where the difference was this time. As people knew that I want to be a Konkrete. People were seeing the work, and people were in Kevin's ear about it. Carlos is a Krumper here. Remnant. He has a bunch of connections with some overseas dancers. He knows Kidd Konkrete quite well, so he linked us up. Just like over Facebook or whatever, and I was like, okay, like, what you guys are looking for, like, what should I work on, blah blah. Just kind of getting to know them a little bit, and they would give me some advice. Dread at the time was a Konkrete, Let's see, who's giving me some advice? So even now, it's cool because I'm getting advice from these experienced dancers, but I'm also like kind of getting my foot in the door there. I don't know. It's funny because I don't like to see it that way because these are my boys now. I don't like to feel like it started off as me just trying to get a name. You know what I mean? I was just trying to get better. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I just want to get better. But I also wanted to aim for the top. And I wanted to not, like, I wanted my standard to be here. You know what I mean? So I wasn't going to settle for anyone other than my favorite. You know what I mean? But yeah. And then, you know, just eventually, the word got around that I wanted to be a Konkrete, and then like that post got put up, and you see all of New Zealand, all of Australia jumping on, tagging my name, spamming my name. I think my name was in there like over 100 times.
Let's go.
So like, and now it's like I can't be ignored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people are like backing me on it. I literally had like almost 2 whole countries like backing me up on this, and to me, bro, that was the most overwhelming thing about the whole Konkrete experience. You know what I mean? Almost that moment of seeing my whole country back me, a whole other country close to us, like our neighbor country, Australia, where I've been to and, you know, met people. I have those connections, and they're all backing me too. It was super touching, bro, and super overwhelming. And I was more emotional from that than actually getting the name. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, man, like always have love for this country. Like I get annoyed with our movement sometimes, you know, like 'cause there's some slackness, but like I always have love for everyone and appreciate them a lot because I don't think I would have gotten the name without that support from my country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing, bro. Like, it just goes to show, man, like, when you come together, things get done, bro.
Yeah.
Things get done. Like, I got my dream name because we all just came together. I didn't even ask to. Like, I'd never ask people to go spam my name because, you know, but they just did it out of, you know, their own heart, bro. They just did it. And I was sitting here just like freaking, bruh. I was at work when it was happening. I was just like, damn, this is wild.
Fuck, did any teardrops just come through?
You know, 13 doesn't cry.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, bro, it's definitely emotional. Yeah, super emotional. And I think that's another thing that Konkrete represents for me as well. Just yeah, a lot went into it. A lot of people contributed to it, and so, you know, I feel like it's almost like a bit of my duty to not let that go to waste. You know what I mean?
That's tight.
Yeah.
What about 13, bro?
13, man. Bro, you got another hour?
We'll try smash it out.
I'll try nutshell it, bro. Freaking. So first and foremost, the number itself, it's quite significant. Oh yeah, it's significant, bro. Like, yeah, it pops up a lot in my life. I grew up in the house I grew up in was 13 Chesterton Place. You know what I mean? I feel like I really found Krump in 2013.
Are you still living there?
In 13 Chesterton?
Yeah.
Nah, not anymore. But it's like,
it all says if you dox yourself, people are like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah. People just, you know, like, leave that house alone. I'm not there anymore. No, but yeah, freaking, yeah, just the number kept popping up. It's funny too because I'm within my friend group, I'm known as the unlucky one. Like, I just have the worst luck when it comes to things. Like, I just seem to catch the bad end of things all the time. So, like, you know, I'm an unlucky one.
Yeah.
So 13 is an unlucky number. Bunch of other things, like I'll go to a restaurant, and bro, 9 times out of 10 they'll give me the number. It's 13. Like, bro, it happens way too often. You know, go to McDonald's, my order ticket's like 0000013. It's just like,
tight.
I'm like, cuz
that's a sign, bro.
Yeah. Freaking this is corny as, bro, super corny, but my girlfriend, she was a big push when it, like, obviously I mentioned I'm a nervous guy.
Yeah.
She forced me to go to the Krump stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like she's a big part in, you know, kicking my ass in the door to like start dancing. We met on the 13th.
Oh,
no.
son.
Yeah, it's just super corny. But yeah, so the numbers got some significance to us, to me.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite games of all time is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And my favorite characters are the Organization 13. And so that's where I put the that's where the character comes from.
Yeah.
The Organization 13 is a group of people, and yeah, they're just badass, man. And my character is based off these guys, and there's a huge backstory to it, based off the game with my own little twists to make it, resonate with myself more. But yeah, that's where the character comes from. So essentially, I have 13 characters.
That's so tight, bro.
Yeah.
Holy, I didn't even know, like, cause I knew that 13 characters was like kind of like the base of it. But I didn't realize like all the other things that happen in your life to contribute to the name. That's so tight, bro.
Yeah, it's buzzy.
Alright, G, we got like a few more questions, then we gotta head out.
Yep.
Yo, like, so far this podcast has been mean, bro. Like, I feel like I've got to know you like a lot more and like what you're about. It's so dope, man. Like, I love doing this, honestly.
Appreciate it.
Last few questions we have is one, this was like actually kind of requested in like, so I put up a poll on IG. I was like, oh hey guys, like, who do you want to see next for season 2? And I've already filmed like the first half of season 2, so you'll probably be in the second half. But when your name came up, like specifically a question that came after it was, how do you train?
How do I train?
Yeah.
It's it's different to what I want to work on. I think I haven't trained for a long time. But when I was coming up, like, I used to train a lot. The way I do it is I like to call I'd separate training and labbing. For me, training is drilling my basics, sharpening my body, blah blah blah, doing the drills, doing the boring stuff, quote unquote, getting that out the way. And then when I'm finished training, I'll go into the lab. And the lab for me is the whole creation side, like making up material, creating stuff for me to use, or just things that I like, you know what I mean? So I always find the time to train, and then I always find the time to lab too.
What's the ratio for you? Is it like 5-5 or like?
It's before, when I was like a couple years ago, it was a lot of training. I'd say like 70% training, 30% lab. I was sharpening my body a lot, especially going to other countries and seeing like Australia, for example. They're quite strong. So I go to Australia and I see the power in their bodies, and I'm like, damn, I gotta train. You know what I mean? So I go back and I drill my arms. I just jab to like the extent. And I always say to people, when you lab, and this is what I teach in every workshop too, when I show you things, exaggerate them like stupidly. If I ask you to chest pop or put your chest up, put it so up that it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, just use your body to its extent, because with Krump, it's so fast paced, it's so wild that you're gonna rush. You know what I mean? So if you stick your chest out like super crazy, like when you're practicing in your lab, and when you go to rush it, it's gonna be, I always say, it's gonna be like half of what you practice. So if you practice like super huge and exaggerated, in real time, it's gonna be almost like half that. So half of super huge is still pretty big, you know what I mean? So you're still gonna come out the other side looking big and solid, you know what I mean?
Bro, that's so interesting.
So it's hard to say, the through a microphone. It's way easier to demonstrate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always say to people, just, use your body to the fullest, exaggerate it, because when it comes and you got the pressure and you got the energy and the atmosphere or whatever, it's not going to come out 100% of what you've practiced. But if you've practiced, like ridiculous, like lengths and friggin', it's still going to come out decent. If you practice at 200%, you're going to come out 100%. If you practice at 100%, you might come out 50%. You know what I mean? If you half-ass it and then you go in with the energy, you're going to look like quarter ass. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I'd say that's one thing I train is, train to the fullest. Yeah, extend, bro, to the extent.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you explain it, like, if you just said exaggerate, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can, yeah. But then, like, when you explain it, I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, like, I can see it now. And especially, like, when I watch your videos as well, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, it took a while to say it with words. I'm used to just, demonstrating it. But, yeah, that's one of my biggest things that I like to teach, because there's so many variables that you can't make up for when you train by yourself. And that's what comes back to that whole, like, going to the sessions thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to really realize where you're at until you apply those things. You have the pressure, you have the eyes on you, you have the atmosphere, you have the energy, you have the adrenaline. You know what I mean? Like, those are all variables that you can't replicate when you're just training by yourself. So you kind of want to prepare for the worst. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's one thing that I try to drill into people when I teach. And yeah, and also, I've got to practice what I preach. So yeah.
Alright, G, last two questions I got for you, bro. What do you think your purpose is now in dance, or the dance community, or just in general?
My purpose,
Yeah.
Like, my purpose or my goals for this year is I don't feel like I've actually properly pursued dance yet. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, no, I feel like I haven't given myself that opportunity yet. Things like working a job, you know what I mean? Like working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, I've been struggling a bit mentally with the whole, like, my passion and stuff, because I work a 9 to 5 because I have a partner, I rent, I live out of home, got all these, like, responsibilities or whatever. So I feel like I had to work a 9 to 5 to provide for those things. But then at the same time, like, I'm stifling my passion, or I'm not allowing myself to reach my full potential or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, you work a 9 to 5, you get home and it's just like you're drained, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
The job might not be hard, or it might be hard, but like sitting there doing something that you don't love, you have no passion for, it's draining, bro.
Yeah.
It really is. So and I've had enough, bro. I've had enough of it. And like, so this year, like, I've resigned from my job. I finished February. I'm giving myself the opportunity, because I feel like I deserve it, you know what I mean? To give that time to myself and my passion, and really pursue dance properly. And so I want to be out there. I want to be teaching, because I feel like, I have all this knowledge. I've been traveling, gotten the experience, soaked up knowledge from great people. I can be of access to other people, because I realized that, I feel like everyone can travel, but for whatever reasons, they might not get to. I can be like a sort of bridge to that, you know what I mean? Because I've done the traveling for them. I still recommend traveling, but at least, like, we have a source of knowledge here. Like, I'm one, Trent 12 is another, Ken's another big one. We have the other people, like, that's just in Krump too. you have other styles and people have all this stuff, but you know, like I can be a source of that. And but like again, like I haven't had the opportunity to really go out there and put myself out there dance wise and offer my services, or even when it comes to like competing, like I don't feel like I've hit my potential like anywhere near. Nah, yeah, this year is me gifting myself the time to actually do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I actually don't know what my purpose in dance is yet.
Yeah.
But now I'm letting myself jump into it so I can find that. Like, I know what I love to do. I know, like, what I can do. Yeah, I feel like if you want to call it a purpose now, is to just, you know, my purpose is for myself, to put myself really in this dance life now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Damn, I love your mentality, bro. Cause like, the thing is, some people might see you and they think that you know, like you're like so amazing at what you do, but then also at the same time, it's like your own mentality just says like, nah, I got like so much more to go.
Oh yeah,
and
man.
I feel like when you surround yourself with people like that, bro, like, cause I don't know, like, and the people that I surround myself with, I'm just like, people might see project and like, oh yo, like project's tight, abs dope, dance dope, everything, but like every time I go into like the sessions or stuff, they're still trying to figure out new ways to like just upgrade. Man. And like they never peak. Like they're like, oh nah, I'm so trash, but like I'm still gonna like work hard. And that mentality is just so strong. Like I love like surrounding myself with people like that, bro. So tight.
Yeah, because you can, bro, never be satisfied, bro. Like
hard.
If you can see a roof, bro, that's sad. Like if I get to a point in my dance career and I can start to see the roof, I'll be gutted, bro. It's like
hard, bro.
It's like when you know you're finishing an anime that you love. It's like, damn, I only got like 3 episodes left. Like this sucks. You know what I mean? That's what it would feel like, I imagine. So you really don't want to get to that point, man. You gotta want to keep wanting more and more and
stay curious.
Yeah, and I feel like I haven't even started yet. You know what I mean? Because I haven't given myself that for reasons, you know, like pressure and, you know, people's like, you know, you have to deal with people like judging you for not having a job or like a full-time job, you know what I mean? People are like, what are you doing? I dance. I'm like, oh, but what do you do for work and stuff? I'm like, I dance. And they're like, what? And already they're judging you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's sad because a lot of people fall victim to that. I know I did. Like I tried to do this for myself a few years ago.
Oh, really?
And where I took a break from work to really just work on my craft, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I gave myself a month and I was like a runner-up of a world championship. You know what I mean? That's when I went overseas to LA and I came and I got to the finals, you know, versing all these famous Krumpers, you know what I mean? And that's just like with a month's time of just, you know, no distractions from work. No pressure. Invested. Like I gave myself time and look what this 1 month did. You know what I mean? I beat people who were amazing people. Beat them, you know what I mean? Like, but then in the back of my head, I had people like, you know, at the time I was living with my parents and they were like pressuring me like, you know, when you going to get a job, you know, when you going to get a job, when you going to move out, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I only been here for like a week. Like, like I had full-time job. Like you're treating me like a bum, you know what I mean? Like for just working on my craft.
Damn, son, that's ruthless.
Yeah. But it's like, it's not just me who deals with that, you know what I mean? Like there are other people who I for sure have those pressures of, you know, like, you know, just doing the, you know, freaking life thing of just getting a job and having some kids, raising them and, you know, getting money and then putting your passions to the side and just, you know, it's just a hobby, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just don't believe in that, man. Like this, I mean, if your job makes you happy, then that's great. But my job didn't make me happy, you know. This dance thing makes me happy. And I'm not even giving that to myself, you know what I mean? Because for all these reasons, like pressure, you know, you need money, blah, blah, blah. But then it gets to a point where you just got to block all that out
Yeah.
and do what makes you happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's my goal for this year is to, and I've already started it. You know, resigning from my job is, even when I just resigned, it was just like this big big weight off me. It was just like, man, I could really start now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah. I just encourage people to chase what they want, man, because I wish I started chasing 5 years ago. You know what I mean? I really wish, like, man, where would I be now if I gave myself that opportunity? Like, I still did kind of well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With those limitations or whatever. But I'm excited to see what this year looks like, where I actually, you know, let myself do what I want to do.
That's so crazy, because my next question was gonna be, what would you say to the Byron 5 years ago? And you kind of already answered it.
I mean, yeah, like, I feel like I wish I did it 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But then I guess, you know, like, everything happens in its own time for its reasons and stuff. Like, even now, like, I want to go out and I want to start teaching and, you know, get paid for it and, like, make this like my living. I don't know if that would have popped off so well 5 years ago, because I didn't have that experience and
Yeah.
And now, at least, like, now that I'm jumping into it, I already have those stripes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I try to think positively about it. Like, I don't feel like I wasted my time.
Yeah.
I do feel like, you know, like, dancing is kind of like a young man's game. Like, you can only do it for so many years, depending on how well you look after your body. Like, you could do it to, like, you're 50 or whatever, but you can't do it when you're old, you know what I mean?
Hard.
So in that sense, I get, like, worried that maybe I wasted those years, but also thinking back to it, like, now I can start right, because, you know, I've matured over those 5 years. I've experienced the world. I know how the world works now. Oh, you know, you never know fully, but at least I got some sort of world knowledge and gotten these experiences and met these people, learned these skills, and now I can hit the ground running. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like if I would tell my old Byron is to you know, just do what you want to do. Don't worry about what other people think. You know, happiness is important, man. You got to be happy. And, you know, I feel like, it's good for yourself, but it's like being happy just freaking works for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm happy and I walk into a room, I'm not affecting that room negatively at all. You know what I mean? I feel like, if you're like in a shitty mood and you walk into a room,
Hard.
so you're already bringing other people down just by not being happy. You know what I mean? So yeah, freaking let yourself be happy, man. Do what you want to do.
Nice.
Without freaking worrying about other people, you know, having their thoughts, because they're just thoughts. You know what I mean? Yeah, can't let it affect you too much. Yeah.
Alright, bro. It's, 5 years from now, what do you want to say to the Byron then?
5 years from now,
Any
bro,
hopes?
you better be good, bro. Nah.
Let's go.
You better have won a world championship by now. Nah, 5 years from now, I don't know, man. I'm not really like a person that thinks super far into the future.
Yep.
I'm pretty much like a now person. And it's even funny, like, my partner now, she's like a, you know, steps person. Like, she freaking plans like the next year. Like, next year, what do you reckon if we do this? And I'm like, next year, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like, so I don't know. Like, that's hard for me to answer, because I don't think that far. But I better be doing what I like to do. You know what I mean? If I jump 5 years ahead and I'm just doing some shitty job that I don't like, I'll be upset, bro. I want to be doing this. Yeah, I better be doing this.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, bro. To close us off, this is your time to just plug yourself. Any events you have coming up?
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. So I don't have any planned events coming up, but I am now offering private trainings. Yeah, I am just waiting to like it's all been done. I've tested it on a few students overseas. Yeah, so I'm offering private trainings to people in person or online via Zoom. Keep an eye out for advertisements soon. I'm gonna put up a video, just waiting on a videographer to help out with that, but I'll be putting out details for private trainings, not just Krump. Obviously I specialize in Krump, but yeah, it'll be Krump, but also just movement in general and freestyling, so offering trainings on that. Yeah, just keep an eye out for details. I'll be posting it on my social media platforms. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. 13 everything. So capital XIII _ everything is my IG. I post most of my content there, and I will be posting details about private trainings on there. So yeah, look out for that. The way it works is I'm going to be doing it in like a 3-step thing. So the first step is just talking. So it's like almost like a consult type thing. You come to me, I introduce myself, you introduce yourself, so we can talk about your goals and what you want, like some of your dance goals, maybe what you want out of our training session together, and we'll have that conversation. Second step is me creating like a session for you, based off our conversation. I'll put together a little program for you, based off your goals and how I can help you get there, like in this, like give you the skills that you need in the session. And then the third step is me sending it back to you and being like, is this cool with you? Does it sound like something you want? If so, yes, we'll go ahead with the session and we'll go from there. The reason I like to do that is because I realize that everyone's different. Everyone works in their own ways, and I want to be able to accommodate that for people I teach so that they get the most out of it. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of people take classes and it's like a preset class. Like, imagine being like really good at like what's a b-boy foundation? What would you say? Top rocks. Yeah. Say like you're super heavy in top rocks, right? And then you pay for this session. Yeah. And they teach top rocks. Yeah. And you're like, damn, like that's not what I needed. You know what I mean? I'm already good at that. Like I wanted something else. Definitely. That's kind of where I want to change with this, is like, what do you need and how can I help with that, rather than me just, throwing something that I'm teaching it.
That's cool because you can adapt to your student as well.
Yeah.
Because even then, like some students, like they receive, they're more not receptible, but like they just like they respond more better to like different types of teaching, and that's how you can adjust as well. That's dope.
Yeah, and I feel like that's one of my specialties too, is I'm good at teaching groups, but I love to teach small groups, because I feel like one of my skills is knowing how people work and realizing that and adapting and teaching that way. Because like I have a fam and they're all super different people, and it's taught me how to teach different types of people. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I want to do with these training sessions, is really adapt so that people are getting their money's worth and walk away with something that they needed or they wanted. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Just waiting on some. I like to do things nice and saucy. So, I want to put out like a nice little video for people to see, announcing it properly. And yeah, keep an eye out for that, because those will be on offer pretty much now. But, wait for the video, because it's going to be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. That concludes us for the episode, guys. Thanks, Byron, for joining us. And, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.